Hi guys! Today we're going to show you how to pass our tips on how we pass exams, which is always, being a high school student, is always a very difficult thing. It's something that many people struggle with, including myself.
Definitely. Me too.
And so we thought we'd share some of our tips with you to hopefully help you pass your exams. Number one, notes. In class, it's like, sometimes I think, oh, I'll just remember that, but I never do. Write down your notes. And if you have a computer, don't put games on it, because it always detracts from like what you're actually doing. And if it's like, I get distracted, I don't put games on mine, I don't have Skype on mine, because I know if I did, I'd just spend the whole time talking to my friends. So don't put things like that on there, and make sure you're taking really good notes. Don't like write exactly what the teacher is saying, paraphrase, so that you don't have like heaps
like paragraphs
to go through. You're not going to remember that kind of thing. Or if you have a computer and you don't really like using it during class, write it all down like on a piece of paper and then type it and put it in your computer, and that will like reinforce it, which I find is really, really handy in like modern history, because there's so much to remember, all those dates and kind of things.
So number 2 is color code / highlighting. Yeah. So I found it really good to like highlight your notes to like pick out the important words, and that can really help. Like you could highlight in different colors for like events, dates, places, people. Like it's really good for exams to remember things like just by the color.
Point 3, start assignments early and do as much as you possibly can in the first like week or so. I find it like best thing if you're doing assignments, because as Katie does modern history, ancient history, study of religion, not that everyone knows what SOR is, and so she had last term, I'm going to tell your story, I'm sorry.
Okay.
She had 3 research assignments, and year 11 research assignments, obviously they're not as hard as year 12 research assignments, but they're not as easy, they're not very easy at all. They require a lot. And I do SOR and study of religion and modern history. I don't do ancient, which is really good, because I don't think I can handle 3. 2 was enough.
Still 2, that's a lot.
And I have like, not really important. And because our school, they're really messed up when they do this. They're really, really bad. And they go, you know what? Term 2, we'll give every single subject, we'll have an assignment. Every single one of my subjects had an assignment. If you're really busy, especially if you're really busy, get as much done in the first you can. And then it comes really, really easily. Yeah. So you're just like, oh, I've done question 1, so now I only have 2, 3, and 4 to go. So I'll just do question 2 this week. And then by the end of it, you've pretty much, and you've got like 6 weeks to do it, and then you have to, your draft in 6 weeks. I don't think we had that much time, but we're going to go 6 weeks. It works with anyway. And so you do question 1 first week, question 2 second week, question 3 third week, and question 4 the week after. And then you have a draft in due maybe the end of week 5. Then you have all of week 5 to look over it and put the introduction and the conclusion and like edit it properly. Yeah. Whereas if you're doing it, I had a friend who did everything the night before. Not good. Especially because modern was like her best subject, and her favourite subject, she just got carried away and like she had done notes, but she hadn't written anything. And it was like, you just can't.
It's a no-go.
Especially when you've got 6 assignments.
Yeah.
Or 3 research assignments. Just in general, any research assignment I find is really difficult just to get started. Once you've gotten started, it's easier.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Number 4 is to make a study planner. Yeah. So I find it really good just to map out like all the work that you've got to do, and like you can plan it for like a week and say, you know, how long, or some people don't like saying how long you're going to do it for, but just like what order you're going to do it in.
Maybe what you want to do, like if you want to do like chapter 1 to 3.
Yeah.
Do that.
Exactly.
Write that down so that if you don't get to chapter 3, you don't get to 1 to 2, and then you go, oh, just tomorrow I'll do chapter 3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just to keep like a good record of like what you've done and like to be productive in the afternoon, because it's a real struggle.
It is.
And then you can just, when you tick it off the list, it's like a real achievement because you know you've finished it. And yeah, it's just good for that. And it's good for assignments too, just to figure out what part you're doing each week so you don't get too behind in it.
Yeah, exactly. And that way, you know, you're on top of your studying, and instead of like people do it here, like they say, oh, 3 weeks before is fine to, you know, to study. But I find that if I start straight away, then I'm way more prepared than I would be if I started 3 weeks before, because, you know, a whole term can't be smushed into 3 weeks. It has to be smushed into like the whole term. If you're just popping, like reinforcing your notes every week, so you know, oh, this week I did this, and that's all you do and study, that's fine. Or if you write yourself little questions and go, can I answer all of these? And if you can, fine. And then like you can just leave it and then come back to it maybe like 2 weeks later, go, oh, I haven't looked at this for a while, let's just read that. And that's just studying, that's full on, you don't have to do anything hard. Studying isn't hard, which is something that I don't think people understand. It's actually not hard as long as you do it right, kind of thing. If you just, it's not even that challenging. You can just go, oh, here's the notes, let's read these. Studied. That's honestly studying. Because that's still putting it in your brain. Even if you want to write it out, like I write everything out, like lots, because I find it's easier to, I'm babbling. I'm going to stop here.
No, yeah. Yeah, I find that too. It's good to write things out to like remember it.
Number 5, realistic goals. Now this I think is the most important of all study techniques, because it is, if you don't have them, then you have nothing to do. If you don't have realistic goals, you're trying to do so much that you just can't do it. Yeah. If you say, oh, I'm going to learn the whole chapter, the whole text, whole 4 chapters of maths that we've done this term in one night, isn't going to happen. I can promise you that. Unless you're really, really, really good and you've got eidetic memory, maybe. But probably for the rest of us, no. It just isn't possible. You can't learn the whole thing on your own in one night. It just can't.
It's too much.
So if you're having like, if you say, oh, I'll learn chapter 1 tonight, that's possible. But make sure like that's possible. You can do all of chapter 1 if it's not like 150,000 questions. Yeah. But if it's like 20, sure, you can do that. And any ones that you have trouble with, just mark it off. Go, I'll have trouble with this one. Come back to it. Go ring a friend. Ring Katie. She knows good. She's good at maths.
No, I'm not.
My brain's pretty terrible, so
yeah.
Don't ring us.
Yeah.
Find a friend. Find a parent. Find a sister, friend a brother, you know, whatever works. But don't set yourself something that's so unrealistic. You're just gonna get overwhelmed with it, and you're just gonna be there going, you know, what am I doing? Especially if you find it really tricky, the subject. You could just sitting there and staring at it and go, I still have 7 more chapters to do. And you're staring at the question, you have no idea what to do, and you're staring at the whole page and you have no idea what to do. I was there. I know you. I've done it. Not that I. But it just can't happen.
It's really impossible.
And it's so impossible. So if you just go, even in like a science or anything really, just set yourself something. I'm going to do pages 1 to 7. I'm going to learn them. I'm going to write notes for 1 to 7. And then if I have time at the end, if you're going, okay, I want to be done by 10 o'clock. So I'm going to set myself 1 to 7, pages 1 to 7 to write notes on. And it's, what time did I say? 9 o'clock? 10 o'clock?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. Okay, if it's 9 o'clock and you go, I have an hour, I'm going to set myself 1 to 7. I'm going to do those pages. And if I have time left over, I'm going to do 7 to 10. And if I have time left over, I'll do even more. But you only set yourself little goals and go, oh, it's now 9:30 and I've done 1 to 7. Let's do let's do a few more. And then, or change subjects. Go, I'm not really that tired. I want to keep going. I'm going to go do page 1, question 7 on my maths bookness.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's so a word.
It is.
Just you want to like go, I'm going to do question 7 to 11 on maths and I still have half an hour left. Oh, it's 10 o'clock. I haven't really gotten to question 11. Did I say 11? No, I'm sure. Question 11. But I can do that one before school. So, and I can get my friend to help me because she knows what she's doing. So it won't be us.
Yeah, we won't be the friend who knows what we're doing.
Yeah, and it just makes everything a lot easier and a lot more efficient.
Yeah,
You're going to be thank yourself. You're gonna go comes to exam and everyone's like, oh, I studied the whole chapter one night. I think I got the test. And you're like, lol. Don't. You can't do it. And maybe like, even I find that there are people out there who will do the whole assignment in one night and get A+, and you've been working on it since like the start of the term, and you're like, well, I only got a B. You didn't only get a B, you got a B, and that is a good thing. That doesn't have anything to do with realistic goals, but it's a tip.
Yeah, that's true. Like, studying does have benefits. People
does.
just go, oh no, it'll be fine, don't need to do it, but some people either can or they can't, and the majority of us can't study like the night before and get an A.
Planning is key in everything.
It is.
Goals.
Basically, all of this has to do with planning.
If you organize yourself well, and you'll never have to find it. You still might be stressed, and you still might be overwhelmed, but you won't be drowning because you'll have it all organized.
Yeah.
Which is always a plus. Well, thanks for watching, guys. I hope we taught you something or gave you some advice or just served as some sort of interesting thing on the internet.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, hopefully you liked it. Again, don't forget to comment, subscribe, and like.
If you want to tell us any videos that you'd like us to do, don't hesitate to comment, and we'll hopefully, if we can do it, we'll do it. And we also have a Twitter, an email if you want to email us, and I have an Etsy store and a Facebook page for that Etsy store, so don't forget to look at those links down below, and so don't forget to comment. Oh, you already said that. Alright.
Okay.
Goodbye. Today, I don't know what I'm doing intros again.
Sorry, you can always
Okay. So I think when you're in, like, you remember colours?
Did they use a pen?
I don't know. I'm going to move on to the next point because I can't remember what happened back there, because my brother, if you didn't hear the screen, it was actually my brother who wanted coffee. That's it. He just wanted coffee.
Just coffee.
Just
Turns out
coffee.
He wasn't getting murdered.
No, I thought he was being murdered. And by the way, excuse their screams because they are playing COD and he's with my sister and his friend. So
it is what it is. Sorry. I was just looking across the room and the thing fell off the...
our neighbours.
And he's wearing pink pajamas.
They're the funniest people. They had this like old patch of grass there just outside that, under that tree. Like there's like all across it was like all really grown.